Welcome into the Michigan State Hockey Hub podcast as we have another special guest this week. Keeping with a similar theme to last week, as we have a new Spartan with us, Michael Underwood. Michael, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. For those of you who do not know, Michael recently announced his commitment to Michigan State, where he transferred from Clarkson. You played all 4 years there, correct?
I did. Yeah, I played 4 years at Clarkson.
Okay, and how far? I'm sure everyone listening to this knows this, but how far away is Clarkson from East Lansing?
From East Lansing, it's probably like around 10 hours. I know
You
it's
know?
it's 8.5 from my house to Clarkson, so another hour 10.
Yeah.
So
And where exactly? I know you're from Michigan. Where exactly in Michigan?
I'm from Bloomfield Hills, so like Metro Detroit area.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. I actually live in Kentucky, but I'm pretty familiar with the areas around Michigan, just being a Michigan State fan for so long. But so after 4 years at Clarkson, was the decision just simply to transfer somewhere because you wanted to try something different? Did you think maybe you'd have a better chance at increasing your chance of playing professionally if you went somewhere where different, or what kind of went into the decision of entering the portal?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Clarkson was a great spot for me for 4 years. I loved everything about it. The people there. It's a great town. It's a hockey town. Everyone supports a team. From the people at the school to the coaching staff to the equipment people to the people around the rink. They really made it a great, enjoyable 4 years for me. But at the end of the day, I think I just needed to change the scenery. When I realized that coming back home could be an option, I kind of rode with it. And at the end of the day, I think playing in the Big Ten will ultimately give me a really good shot at playing pro hockey next year. So that was kind of my thoughts on the whole thing.
Did you grow up a Michigan State fan?
I did not. I did
Did you
not,
grow
but
up a Michigan fan?
I did, but no, not anymore. No
Not
longer.
anymore. It's
No
funny how
longer.
quickly that can be erased, isn't it?
Now I bleed green and white.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. What are those trophies over your shoulder there? Are those hockey trophies?
Yeah, it's just from when I was younger. I got all my like my plaques and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
I played for Little Caesars growing up.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we were pretty good. Just so it's all my hockey stuff from throughout the years.
Little Caesars. There's a lot of players that come through that program. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
I played 4 years with Mitch Lewandowski, so
okay,
know him
hey,
know him
look,
very well.
I'll tell you what, Michael. I don't know how many like podcasts or anything you've done, but you just killed the transition without even knowing it there. So Lewandowski just graduated, but you said that you played with him. First off, I just want to talk about Lewandowski a little bit. He is so fun to watch. Just his offensive creativity and his shot, and obviously a player that Michigan State got to enjoy watching for, I guess, 5 years with the COVID year. What can you tell us about Mitch and playing with him when you were younger?
Um, I've told this to a lot of people since over the last 2 weeks since I've committed, even talking with the coaches. Mitch is to this day still one of the smartest players that I've ever played with.
Yeah.
Just his hockey IQ, he knows where to be. Um, he knows like little plays you see that not a lot of common hockey fans would notice, um, but that are great plays. That people that really know the game understand. Um, he's smart. He knows where to be. He knows what to do, and he can put the puck in the net.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's one of those players, especially when he was with Kodorinko and Taro Hirose. I mean, he was just so dangerous. When you surround him with other offensive talent, it raises his level to a new level. He had times at Michigan State where his line didn't have the dynamic abilities that he does. And that I mean that's always tough, but definitely one of the best Spartans to come through the system in a long, long time. Are there any other players that you know on the current team or
So I know a couple guys, but both of them are transferring. I know I work out with Josh Adler in the summer. He's in the portal. He's going to UMass, and
yeah,
then Aiden Gallagher.
yeah,
I played for the Oakland Grizzlies for my U16, U18 years,
okay.
so I know him from that. He's also in the portal, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to make some new friends here.
It's funny, I had Zach on last week who's joining you as a transfer
Yeah,
coming to Michigan State, and we talked about the portal and how it's crazy. It is so crazy. I think it's something like 18 or it was between 12 and 18% of players have entered the portal since the season ended or the regular season ended. Um, in my opinion, it's awesome. I mean, it's tough on coaches. I know that, but I feel like after the first couple years of it, now you see so many players enter that even if you lose a couple, like we've seen at Michigan State, it's easy to gain a couple. It's becoming free agency, isn't it?
Right. It really is. It's a college free agent frenzy, and I think it's good and bad. Um, you obviously don't want to. It's not really sustainable to build a team from the portal, but then again, it's good to fill holes that you might need to fill quickly.
Yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, I think it's good for both sides. It's good for kids who need to make a change. It's good for kids who maybe didn't think the place that they ended up at was the right spot.
Yeah.
Like Dubinsky's going to be at Michigan State for possibly 3 more years
Yeah.
after 2 at RPI. So, um, and then it's good for guys like me who need a fifth year, who want to change the scenery, and to have that option, it's great.
Have you been able to talk to some of your new teammates that you did not previously know yet?
Yeah, I have actually. I've been talking with Duber a lot.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end up living together next year, so
Oh,
we've
cool.
been on the phone consistently.
Well, when I talked to him last week, I was like, after we chatted offline, I was asking him if he knew a couple of these different players and what he thought about them. He's like, I really haven't had a chance. It's funny, like he committed like the day before,
Yeah,
so it was a little bit different, but it's funny. I mean, I know that we're both excited to have you join the team. And one thing that Michigan State lost this year was D-man. I mean, you mentioned Aiden transferring out. Has he announced where he's going yet? Do you know?
I don't know if it's come out yet.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't know if they
Well,
said anything.
don't say anything if you know something. But um, him transferring out, you had 3 players graduate or move on so far. I guess the Krieger twins are technically in the portal with a chance to come back. I think technically, but I wouldn't see that as a possibility at this point. Michigan State's bringing in one um, freshman, I believe, Matt Basgall, who's a great player. But at the end of the day, the numbers just didn't add up. I mean, it's quickly depleted D line. And I know, these fans like myself kept thinking, okay, well, what do you do here? You know how it is. And I want you to touch on this as well. Bringing in a bunch of freshmen to run on the blue line is not an equation for success. It takes a while to get your feet wet and comfortable in the college game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a while. It's a different game,
Yeah.
especially depending on what junior league you're coming from. Like I played 2 years in North American League, and then I played one in the USHL, and I think the USHL really helped me a lot to prepare for college. And my freshman year at Clarkson was kind of get tossed in the fire and just
Yeah.
learn kind of thing. I played every game but one my freshman year. Um, so it's difficult, but if you can figure out your way into it, um, it's not that big of a difference. It's at the end of the day, it's just hockey. We've been playing
Yeah.
hockey since we were 3, 4 years old.
Do you think size or speed is the more difficult thing to get used to as a freshman?
I would say probably the size
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, for us, I know it's a different conference, but the ECAC it's very big. It's very physical, and a lot of guys can't handle it their first month or two, and then they start to flip the switch. But yeah, it's an adjustment for sure.
Yeah. So when you committed, one thing that I know a lot of us were really excited about right off the bat was experience. And that's something that I mean, you can't teach experience. You have to just gain it over time. And I think you played in what, like 120 games or something or
Yeah,
close to?
I think I'm right around 1/3, 129 maybe.
Yeah. So that's the type of experience, and you've been in every single situation at the college level. That in itself is just such a huge addition to this blue line, and you're going to be able to have a leadership role with a lot of the younger players as well. Have you been able to watch many of the games from last year or clips or anything?
I really haven't. I haven't
No?
seen anything. I've looked at scores. I've seen the
Yeah.
schedule, but that's about
Don't
it. I
don't look at the scores.
haven't.
No, but hey, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of talent on this team. There really is. And on that blue line, David Gucciardi is just going to be a really fun player to be around. He has a great shot and moves the puck well. I I like what they have. They're just young. Is what it
Yeah,
really is. That's what it comes down to. So, what can you just tell us a little bit about your style? What type of role you may play?
yeah, for sure. So for me, I'm a defense first guy. I've always been a pretty solid stay-at-home defenseman. Positioning, physicality, um, breakout passes that is probably my strong points. But also, if I see an opening, I'm not afraid to play some offense too. Everyone loves playing offense. So yeah, but I'm more of a stay-at-home guy. PK, block shots, sticks in lanes, that kind of thing. But like I said, at the end of the day, playing in the Big Ten, more skilled players. I expect to put up some points too. So
Yeah. I don't know why, I'm just one of those guys, like, that's my favorite type of defensive player to have. It's just, like, someone who's blocking shots, like, I don't know why, I just always appreciate that so much. It's just, like, a reliable stay-at-home D-man can go a long, long way. Especially in this game, in college, it's mistakes are at a higher level than you don't have the speed to catch up when you make a mistake. They're younger players, they're less experienced, there's gonna be more mistakes, so having a solid D man behind is always great. So, um, we're going to talk. This is what we call the rapid fire section. And this is just for fun. And what this is really this podcast, this show, whatever you want to call it, is just mostly for news, insight, and analysis about Michigan State. But you are the second player I've had on. And I think it's a great opportunity just for fans to kind of get to know you all better. With football and basketball, there's so much publicity and so much coverage, and I just hate it that the players in hockey just don't get the same, I won't say respect, but kind of like attention and whatnot that they deserve. So, I want people to kind of know more about you all. So, this is just quick answers. Okay, are you
yep,
ready?
yep.
Favorite type of music and or artist?
Country, probably Morgan Wallen.
Oh, you and Zach are gonna do well together. He said the exact same thing. He mentioned an artist I'd not heard of. I'm not much of a country music person, but, um, man, country music is that's what's gonna be played in the locker room? Is that gonna be
That
allowed?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's I probably in the locker room, but definitely in our apartment for sure.
Do you all plan on getting a pet?
Do we plan on getting a pet? I don't know if we'll get our own pet, but I know my dog will be visiting for sure.
Okay. I know, a couple of the guys last year adopted a cat or something, or maybe it was a couple years ago, and you know what? I think it was Eric Middendorf and whoever he lived with had a cat that they somehow just kind of acquired.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. I'm not really a cat guy. I'm more of a dog person, so
Yeah, me too. Okay, favorite type of food?
Italian.
Ooh, okay. What's the go-to order? Just spaghetti or
Probably chicken parm.
ooh, okay. Boocha would love that. Favorite hobby besides hockey?
This one's pretty obvious. I think golf or
Golf?
tennis.
Oh, tennis. Okay. So,
I
yeah, I
I
used to
played.
play a little bit of tennis. I think it's
Yeah,
so underrated, just as
I
like a
love
fun thing to
tennis.
do.
I played tennis up until my sophomore year of high school, and then
Yeah,
I was finally like, all right, I gotta go all in for hockey. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I still
So,
play in the summer,
are
tons.
you a
So,
good golfer?
um, I- I'm okay. I'm good for someone that plays in the off season. I'm a 7 handicap, so I'm
Okay.
not terrible, but I'm not great.
Zach said the same thing. Golf, country music. I feel like we're doing the same
I
exact podcast
Sounds
almost.
like we'll have a pretty good time together.
Now, if you say the same thing as he says here, then you all would be great roommates because you could just watch this all the time. Favorite TV show?
Oh God. Um, Prison Break probably.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. He said Breaking Bad, which is my favorite as well.
See, I could never get into that show.
Michael, come on,
I
man.
watched I think I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes and I just I
So
couldn't
I
get into it.
when I watched it, and I do this with most shows, I don't know how my brain works, but I start watching, get 3 or 4 episodes in, and say, "This is stupid." 8 months later, do the exact same thing, and on the 3rd attempt with Breaking Bad, it just stuck, and I've seen it all the way through 6 times now. I, like, can't every
Oh my
year I,
god.
like, watch it. I just love it. It's definitely, like, the most action-packed, like, every single episode has a high level of entertainment.
That kinda happened to me with Game of Thrones. The first time I started, I got, like, 2 episodes in, I stopped, and then I tried again, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is unreal."
Yeah, so see, I've done, 1 try with Game of Thrones and backed out, so maybe I'm due for
Oh,
my next
you
try and
gotta give
see.
it another shot.
Yeah? Okay, favorite professional teams? First off, NBA guy or no?
Um, Not really.
Okay. NFL?
Yep,
Who's your team?
the Lions, sadly.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that, just for your own good,
I've
they're
I've also recently adopted the LA Rams just because of Matt Stafford, so I'm
yeah.
claiming that Super Bowl for the state of Michigan.
I like that. There's a lot of discussion on if Rams fans or, Lions fans should cheer for him or not. I'm like, I mean, I'm a
100%.
Buffalo Bills fan and have been my whole life. So I've had plenty of struggles too, and I'm finally on I've seen the light, but I'm like, man, Lions fans don't have much else to cheer for. Just cheer for Stafford. Come on.
Exactly.
It's not that hard, man.
Made us feel like
Um,
we won something.
yeah. Favorite NHL team?
Don't really have one.
Don't have one? Okay, how about a
Don't really.
player?
Uh,
Or if you don't have a
Currently
favorite
or
player, a player that you try to
all
model
time?
your game after.
Growing up, it was always Nick Lidstrom.
Yeah.
Red
Oh, yeah.
Wings, watched him all the time. I think that's I think he's pretty comparable to how I would model my game.
Awesome. This I don't have a little thing up for this, but favorite holiday?
Christmas,
Christmas. Okay. I was just making
easy,
sure.
easy.
That's the layup. So my hot take is that Thanksgiving is actually better than Christmas because the football, but now they had football and Christmas this year, but the food is similar. All the families there. There's not the whole hoopla with the gifts and all. So
Yeah,
that's the difference. But that time of the year in fall when there's football and everything, I mean, I don't know, man.
I
Thanksgiving
can
is
I can get behind that for sure, but playing hockey, the only time we get to go home is Christmas,
yeah,
so that's
yeah,
a little added benefit. So
that's true. All right, last thing before we get you out here. Outlook for Michigan State this year. What do you think is, going to be considered a successful year? What or you know what? How about this? What are a couple goals that you have for this season with Michigan State?
for the team as a whole,
Yes.
um, obviously winning record. I think that kind of speaks for itself. We want to win. Everyone hates losing. I hate losing more than I like winning. I know it's a cliche, but losing sucks.
Yeah.
Um, Winning record, I'd say finish top three in the Big Ten. Good
Yeah.
playoff run and make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
That's
And that's,
to me, those are the goals.
and I know that you understand this. I know that everyone understands this, but you know, Michigan State hasn't had too many great seasons recently, and you're not going to turn it around and win it all the next year. It's all about making the right steps, surrounding the culture with players like you and, people that are brought in to, kind of be the backbone and start heading in the right direction. So, yeah, I think those are obtainable goals for sure. We know that, so one thing I've learned about you already is for those of you who I didn't mention this earlier, I was late tonight. Michael was able to jump on literally 30 minutes after we were supposed to with the drop of a hat. So if there's anything we know about you is that you're a team player, which we can all get behind. But shout out your social medias for us.
Oh boy, my Twitter
You're
is Underwood
at under, yeah, okay.
underscore
I was gonna say for you if you didn't have it in front of you
at
there.
Underwood underscore M22, I think.
M22, yes, that's right.
And my Instagram, give me a second. I think it's Undy underscore five.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, man, we really appreciate it. I know that we're looking forward to watching you play this year, and hopefully, we see the wins rolling in.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I can't wait to get to East Lansing get started. I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be a great year.
absolutely. All right, go green.